We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
It's time to buckle up for making sense of the madness.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and I want to start this episode off with a lot of caution. On a lot of the things that I'm going to say here today, because a lot of it's going to be speculation. I'm going to clearly outline when it is speculation, but for those that are unaware, earlier today, Virginia Giuffre Roberts, who is, I would say, a unicorn when it comes to the case of Epstein for many, many reasons. Okay, and I don't say that lightly, and there's going to be a lot that I say that goes along with that, okay? She posted that she has about 4 days to live, according to her doctors, via an accident where she was allegedly hit with, or she says she was hit by a school bus. It's very vague. So I don't want to say alleged or any of these other things. I think that part that part of the statement is very outright that she's got into kidney renal failure. We're going to read her entire statement in a moment. Okay? Now, for those that don't know, I've been covering the Epstein case really since it hit the public arena in that 2007-8 range, all the way back when I was expanding from 9/11 Truth. I was starting to do talk radio. I had gone to InfoWars to do a follow-up film, Too Loose Change, called Fabled Enemies. I really started cutting my teeth with talk radio, geopolitics, in some of the larger pictures. So Epstein had always been on my radar. And over the years, so much of the information that got out into the public arena, even well beyond the thumbnail and Prince Andrew, was really due to Virginia Giuffre Roberts. And to this day, many, of course not all, not nearly all, but many of at least the pieces that the media has focused on have come from Virginia Giuffre Roberts. For those that don't know, at one point, Giuffre Roberts was planning to write either a tell-all book or some kind of a documentary film or movie based on what had happened, and had named all these names. And that's largely where, at least initially, many of the things that she said way back in the day were then corroborated by other documents and other people. I want to make that very clear. But when I say she is a unicorn in the case, it's not only because of that, But because she was able to get out of that lifestyle, which she was indoctrinated into and abused at a very young age, that does not happen to most of these victims. All right? Bad things happen to a lot of these people. All right? And they're certainly not able to beat their accuser in some way. And for those that don't know, one of the drivers kind of / bodyguards of Epstein and her had a relationship, and that's how they got away and escaped. Now, here's going to be something that maybe a lot of people aren't going to want to hear. But in order to survive in that type of an environment and get out at any point, you have to adapt to your surroundings. And those surroundings that she is in are extremely predatory and manipulative. Now, I've never met this woman. Okay? I've never been involved in the Epstein network. I certainly would have a hard time, and you would have a hard time believing me, to say that I could, understand the mentality of a sexually trafficked, teenage girl into womanhood. I can't. But I can tell you that, and I think all of us can relate to this, when you are with certain people and all of a sudden the rules change and the norms change, many times you change. You talk to addicts many times on all levels, and it's the company that they keep that keeps them in that. They kind of have to excommunicate those people that they're around because of the association. Now, Geffrey Roberts lost to Dershowitz in court. And there are some emails there that maybe reveal some of that manipulation nature. I will say this, and I'll get into this when we get to the story. There are already people that are trying to capitalize and have tried to capitalize on that in a major way. These people are insincere. I think they're liars. For instance, they go along with the Ghislaine Maxwell story, the fairy tale, if you will, that the Prince Andrew photograph that's on the cover of this is fake. It's not just one photograph. It's an entire series of them on vacation. I've shown them on Not Making Sense of the Madness, but my personal show many, many years ago, you could probably track it down on one of the many thousands of videos I've done. Probably hundreds on Epstein, okay? So again, it wasn't faked. It's not one photograph, all right? There are still people that are vicious and viperous. Now, before I go any further on this whole case, I want to take a pause. I want to let everybody know when we do get to the story next, we're going to start by reading her own statement and then take it from there. I need your support. I need you to thumbs this video up right now, subscribe, share, check out the alt platforms. Without your support, I would not be able to do this or survive. Consider the links below. Buying me a coffee, $5, $10, $15 means the world to me. Phil G, Castillo, Annie, someone, thank you so much for supporting the broadcast. Let's read it. Let's get into it. And then we're going to scroll through some of these pictures right here, okay? This year has been the worst start to a new year, but I won't bore anyone with the details. But I think it is important to note that when a school bus driver comes at you driving 110 kilometers as we were slowing for a turn, that no matter what your car is made of, it might as well be a tin can. I've gone into kidney renal failure. They've given me 4 days to live, transferring me to a specialist hospital in urology. I'm ready to go, just not until I see my babies one last time. But you know what they say about wishes. Crap in one hand and wish in the other, and I guarantee you it's still going to be crap at the end of the day. And I cleaned that up a bit. Thank you all for being the wonderful people and the world for being a great part of my life. God bless you all. Virginia. Okay. So let's just scroll up a little bit. There's Prince Andrew. There's her father. And this is the photograph that she posted with that in a hospital bed. Okay? And these are the injuries, etc. Now, I already kind of talked about, the people out there, I think, that have attacked Gouffre Roberts because she has, not only lost in court, but they're opportunists. They do believe that they're going to be able to get cases overturned. And look, Cosby's not in jail. Weinstein's out there fighting. And, the court system might end up going in his favor as well. Just want to point that out. So it's not like they have delusions of grandeur. Now, here's where we're going to get speculative. And I warned everybody about this in the broadcast. By the way, get your questions and comments in. There's a good chance at the end of this broadcast, we will, in fact, go to your questions and comments. So I'd love to have you weigh in on this and the other stories that we're covering. If you're watching it live, I want to hope that what we're actually seeing here is a hoax. Now, I'm not saying it is. I'm not trying to denigrate her, okay? I'm not trying to call her into question. This is me on hopium for two reasons. Number one, let's say that this is just her wanting to leave the public arena in a way that she can disappear into the background and nothing's going on other than that. She's won in court civilly. She's got money. You have to understand that this case now, Jeffrey Epstein in this country, that name is as recognizable as Coca-Cola and Mickey Mouse. There was a time where that was not the thing. Okay? So just in that regard and respect alone, there's a good chance maybe she wants out. She's putting this out there because she just wants out. And by the way, her father, he's posted and he's praying for her and he's hoping that she's going to live a long and healthy life, all these other things. That's the first hopium for me. Now I'm letting everybody, total speculation, no evidence, no inside knowledge. I just know that this woman is a survivor and she's escaped before, and maybe she wants out. Maybe that'd be a great thing. Here would be a greater thing. And this is just such a long shot. I speculate to even talk about it, other than the fact that if I don't talk about it, someone's going to manufacture that they have inside knowledge something fantastical is happening. The FBI is truly going through the Epstein files right now. And as I've stated on this program and many others, with the amount of criminal activity that has been hidden from the public on the tapes, on the albums, on the burned discs, on the hard drives, of not just a written down nature, but of a visual nature, that criminal activity is going to be over the top. Now, to corroborate some of that criminal activity with these people, Virginia Gouffre Roberts would be one of the key eyewitnesses. Period. And this is a long shot. I hate even saying it, but I feel like there's going to be people saying that this is the absolute fact and we're all getting hoaxed, so we have to, believe this. Maybe she's actually working with the feds. Because I've said it before, there is no list. And if they're actually going to go through the documents, there's a bunch of crimes. And if there's a bunch of crimes, then there's a bunch of criminals. And you got to have prosecutions before you just put out a bunch of documents that show that these people are criminals. So if these people are genuine, there's a lot of ifs here. But if they're really genuine about vetting the Epstein files and then going after these individuals criminally, her as an eyewitness, she would be in such danger if she was alive, right? Everybody around her would be in danger, that this would be a big one. So I'm not even saying this is the case. I'm saying that this is like, a long shot and a wish, and it's like I don't want this woman to be hurt either. But again, there is no client list. It wasn't selling girls off that way. Instead, there was an integral network of favors, blackmail, women, arms dealing, and just about every crooked thing you can imagine. Transhumanism. I mean, we've covered all of it. All right. We are going to shift gears. We're going to shift gears on that one. Please, again, get the questions, the comments, get the thumbs up. We don't even have 100 thumbs up, 170 or so watching. I want to thank the Bermas Brigade for being there. Let's shift gears to the admission through 2 articles recently in the past couple days by the New York Times. You know, the lords of the media, the arbiters of truth. In the early days after Russia's armies crossed into Ukraine, 2 Ukrainian generals journeyed from Kiev under diplomatic cover on a secret mission. And that secret mission, by the way, okay, this is their secret deal. Oh, key takeaways from the secret military partnership with Ukraine. I can't go back. You know what? Let's type it in and do it live. New York Times admits U.S. behind Ukraine war. There it is. I mean, we could play this. We're going to play Dugan in a little bit. That's for sure. But the secret history of America's involvement in the Ukraine war is the headline from that. I mean, we're in cartoon land. Forget about Clown World. I've been talking about how we're in the dark cartoon for a very long time. Again, I get it. I'm not an academic. I don't speak so good. Sometimes. I'm not in full makeup. My beard is husky times. I flipped pizzas for a large portion of my life. And even after that, I'm a lowly graphic designer. I'm a pleb. I'm a little widget worker. Nobody. The moment that thing kicked off, they totally and completely blocked the media from even going there. Even as the cheerleaders they were. There were very, very, very few, even independent journalists, okay? Gray Zone, Michael Tracy amongst them, that acknowledged immediately that the United States was on the ground directing operations from the get-go and also using mercenary group and special forces undercover in the whole deal. From the start, that coupled with all the weapon systems they gave them and the fact that you had an actor that was literally put into place to play Little Rambo. You didn't know the U.S. was running this? Now, when I say the U.S., I mean U.S. personnel, when this happened, again, not under the Trump administration, but through the Biden administration and NATO. Okay? And then their little proxy networks. It's just, it was all laid out years ago when this started. And you still, Putin invaded Ukraine. Putin's a dictator. Putin. We're gonna play some Dugan in a minute, because the other thing about this whole war, okay, which is kind of nuts to me, okay, with the whole deal, is that first of all, we barely know the culture, the conflict. But the other day, just so everybody knows, I mean, no big deal, Putin motorcade limo burns down in central Moscow. What to know? Now, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it burned down at all. It looks like the hood is blown open. That's not burned. I mean, just the way the media handle it, how I'm not even hearing about it, that a limo in his motorcade maybe blew up, is a big deal. Oh, Jason, you conspiracy theorist. You're Mr. Conspiracy Theory, aren't you, Jason? Well, I want to give you somebody right here, okay? Let's see, right there. This is Alexander Dugin, Putin's philosopher. Putin's philosopher. Now, this guy was targeted for assassination. Instead, in a motorcade, his daughter was blown up. Let me repeat that. His daughter was blown up. So it's not unprecedented for people to try to kill these people and successfully kill these people by blowing up cars. Now, I want you to also read the rest of this headline, then another, and we're actually going to see what he says. Okay? Not what they tell you about this guy, but Putin philosopher compares Trump's America with Putin's Russia. So again, it's that whole thing. Donnie T is a dictator. He's a Putin puppet. He's a fascist. Blah, 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 blah. Now, we're going to actually see what he says in a minute. But these are the headlines that people read. Do you think they watched this video? No. Nope. On GPS, Russian philosopher Putinism has won in the U.S. Okay? So they might watch, if they watch that one without any context, we're going to play them both. We're going to let you guys decide. Okay? Here's Dugin. And the thing is that I want the United States and Russia to get along. And if they're getting along, I also want the United States values to be good. And if our values are good, then hopefully Russia's values are good on the most part. I'm not a utopian. But here we go. Let's play some Dugin.
You write in your most recent book that Putinism has won in the United States. What do you mean by that?
I think that now we assist a huge transformation of the global system. Trump, in my opinion, is something very special. It is not just a charismatic leader, but he represents a kind of ideology that changes the balance of the power in the world. So we have the different United States, not the stronghold and the headquarter of globalism, but the kind of sovereign national state, global power with traditional values as well, with totally different agenda on the international affair. And in these new conditions, I think that Putin's Russia and Putin personally stops to be the main enemy, the main evil guy, bad guy. So I think that Trumpists and the followers of Trump will understand much better what Russia is, who Putin is, and the motivation of our politics. So we have now immediately we have discovered many points that are common for United States of America, Trump's America, and Putin's Russia.
Would it be fair to say is what you're saying is that there is now a kind of deep ideological alignment between Trump and Trumpism and Putinism, and it is against Europe. The United States and Russia in that sense are now together, and European liberalism, is in some sense the new enemy.
We have many points in common with Trump's America, much more than it seems on the surface. But maybe it is too early to speak about the real alliance between U.S. and Russia against Europe, because it is not against Europe, it is against globalism. But nevertheless, I think that if, for example, Trump would withdraw United States from the war against us in Ukraine, there could be a situation that we will fight against European globalists, European liberals in Ukraine without America. So I think that Trump, sooner or later, and maybe sooner than we presume, he will discover that Putin has absolutely nothing against United States, no reason to continue the fight, no reason to oppose or to no field of competition that is different from China.
So, again, I think Dugin is a very smart guy. Let's get to his Putinism one in the. You know what? We're going to save that one. You know, we're not going to, because I do want to get to everybody's questions and comments, and I probably won't be able to do that unless we hit these stories quick and a couple of videos. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. I want peace. I want peace in the Middle East. I certainly don't want to poke the Russian bear. We're not at war with Europe, but we don't want the European Union. We don't want NATO. It's not European liberalism. Those people are captive. Okay, it's globalism, authoritarianism. It's the regimentation of all human beings that most people, in a sensible mindset, in that World War II era, were very much against, and realized why that was a bad idea. Okay, just point that out. So really quick, I want to pop this one up there. Suzanne Humphreys went on Rogan, and she started talking about mercury and the you-know-whats. We're on YouTubington, so I'm not even going to say anything. But here it is, the thimerosal word that's still in, you know what, the flu boopity-bibbities, the biggity-boggities. I remember having conversations, like one of the last times, like I was in a checkup doctor's office as a younger guy in my 20s, and they're trying to get me to get this and that. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. It probably still has the old mercury in it. Oh, no, didn't they take that out? And I say the thimerosal word, and I go, why don't you look on the ingredient? Go grab one. Oh, look at that. Well, look at that. Right there. But you think you just stopped administering it to other people? Come on now. Come on now. So this one, man, this one's going to be a tough one, because this one really bothers me. This one really bothers me because I'm told not to believe my eyes. Okay? Again and again and again. I'm told that what I'm seeing, what I'm taping, is not what it appears to be. And now I'm kooky and crazy for talking about it. And I'm not supposed to talk about all the admissions of it. I'm not supposed to talk about geoengineering. I'm not supposed to talk about solar radiation management, etc. Now, there's been some talk of RFK Jr. getting into the geoengineering arena and, possibly auditing this. This is an article over on Meryl Nass's Substack, The War Against Geoengineering and a Potential Role for RFK. Okay? Now, RFK was demonized by The Guardian, okay, for, I don't even want to say that word. I bet you I don't even say that word. The trail word right there. Not the Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail conspiracy theories. Why RFK Jr. is watching the skies. And again, they demonize him. They're not real. No, like right away. Are Oregon Trails real? No. I still get community noted on the videos I'm about to show you right now. Now, the videos I'm about to show you right now, here's the thing. And we're going to get into this other CNN article that really gets under my skin. These are all taken in the last few weeks. My nieces know, and a couple of them are within my car. I'm taking the volume down all the way, so that it's down to 0, so I can just commentate over them. These are teams of planes putting fake cover, teams of in plain sight. Sometimes up to 6 planes that are clearly spraying something and clearly dimming the skies. Verifiably blocking the sun. Okay? So I'm actually going to show you 5 different videos. A few of them are in the car. 2, 4, 5. The first one and then the last one really get the point across that these are teams of planes. Okay? So without further ado, again, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Let's watch them. Because these are in my neighborhood, and boy, they got under my skin. So again, right there's a zoomy zoom. This is clearly a plane that is dispersing this. And you see the other lines in the sky. Okay? And you see the lines now blocking the sun and the haze in front of it. It's extremely pronounced everywhere. Everywhere. And then we hone in on another line right there. A second one within the haze. Again, this is a team of planes doing this. But again, I'm not supposed to acknowledge that or dare show you this. You can see them running the patterns. I mean, up close and personal. You're watching the cross-hatching. You're watching them put it up in live time. You're watching a multitude of these things. So here, this one right here, you got another one going up, right in conjunction on this long one. Then you got another one right here. Okay, teams. As I drive my Jeep, my '08 Liberty, folks. So these are the shorter ones, but take a look around. Again, another plane, putting them up. Here in Davenport, Iowa. And like the whole sky would have been a beautiful, that should have been all blue skies. I don't see any real clouds. Do you see any real clouds? It's gross. Now here again, this is another team. I think I get 3 or 4 of them on tape here. That one's pretty close. Okay. There's another one right next to it. As you can see, as we're zooming in on. There are 2 of them right next to each other doing the same exact thing. This is all shot with a Samsung S22 Ultra, by the way. Do you see any actual natural clouds anywhere as we turn around and we catch more of these? There's a third plane. As there's this still this crosshatch. All right, and as we blur out. But I'm supposed to look up and just say nothing. No, go watch my film, Shade the Motion Picture. Now, I'm going to read this and get angry while I do. Thumbs it up, subscribe, share. Remember, the links are down below. Could really use those coffees, folks. They really, really do matter. There is a PayPal. There's other options as well. State lawmakers are looking to ban non-existent Oregon trails. It could have real-life side effects. So let me explain to you how a lot of these arguments go. Here in Iowa, our state senator, Jeff Shipley, is very aware of this issue, and he wants to ban these things. Now more and more people are getting aware of this issue because you see it. You see it. And when the opposition lawmakers come up, they just tell you it's imaginary, even though you name the departments like NOAA and NASA and the Department of Energy. You name the scientists, right? Okay? You name the Ken Caldieris of the world that are covered in my film. I believe it's David Keith. Another person. You name the names, doesn't matter. It's all imaginary until they go, listen. But, if they are doing it, and it's going to protect me from climate change or global warming or the evil CO2 monster, well, I want to be safe. So then at the tail end, they always admit to that caveat. Well, if they're doing it, they must be doing it to help. Here's the real reality, okay? If any of that were true, if you could cool down areas by spraying into the skies all of these particulates, first of all, you would not, and that was all you were trying to prove. That's all you're trying to prove. You would not do it in populated areas first. You would demonstrate it, and then you would look at the biological life, and you would put it all in the public arena and let them decide. Okay? But no. We'll just deny it because there's plenty of places on the planet that don't have human beings but have biological life. So over like a 5-year period of you spraying, right? You could take samples and you could have studies and you could look at other areas and the past, and then you could look at the wildlife and you could look at the plant life. They ain't doing that. Instead, they've been spraying us, you and me, the last 3 decades and laughing in our faces about it. And telling me I'm the bad guy for being concerned. All right. We got about 15 to 18 minutes left in the show. I promised we were going to go to your questions and comments over in the live chat if you are watching this over on YouTube. Again, I want you to check out the all platforms. If you're watching over at patriot.tv on the replay, thank you as well. Be a part of the Bermas Brigade. Please consider, once again, before we go there, supporting the broadcast. $5, $10, $15. The Buy Me a Coffees are really how we are keeping it going in these tough times. No more paid gigs, folks. No more paid gigs. All right, let's do it. Let's see. Hey, guys, which in Virginia? Yep, I'm hoping she's fine. I'm hoping that everything that I speculated about has no chance of being true, and that in the next few days we don't get an announcement that she's passed. I'm just saying that. However, I don't know what that means. I don't know who Kate Steinle is. R.I.P. Kate Steinle. How we doing, Blue Unicorn? Great to see you on Truthwire today, Jason. Thank you. Appreciate that. Great broadcast. Again, you may have, if you're watching Patriot.tv, we threw it in as one of the episodes, but a great conversation with Pasta and Matt on their program about a multitude of issues. Technopoly, Trump, Doge, Muscardoo, all of it. Texas in the house. How we doing, Cry? Good to see you. Let's see. What's up? We got so many people. So sad. Oh, we're talking about Virginia. Yes. Are you also waiting for the Third Eye Carnival to come to Texas? I don't know what that is. No wife beater, Jason. Today, don't hate on me. No. When we have the MSOM background, I clean it up. I even got a bad haircut today. Drives me nuts that I get these haircuts, but they're convenient. And in a couple days, you can't tell that badly anyway. Plus, I'm getting older. I mean, I don't want to get into it. Just a butcher job. No love on the haircut. It's my own fault. Let's see. Yes, I put away the gun show today. Yes, we did. Why are like half of views? I don't know. Sad for Virginia. I agree. 71,000 subs. There should be 1,500 live. Yeah, we don't do that here at YouTube. We've demonstrated live how banned I am on the Google algorithm. Jason Bermas is poison to searching on Google, so their video platform doesn't show a lot of love either. But without it, we wouldn't be able to expand everything out there. Flick off. How we doing? Igor Zinov was Epstein's bodyguard too. Remember when Frank Shamrock drove his head through the floor? Yes. That's also true. There are a lot of colorful characters that were around Epstein that have kept their mouth shut. Renal failure is extremely serious. Yes. Let's see. Bus driver, a fiend of a fiend of a fiend that sort of knows Andrew. Who knows? Dershowitz is a frickin' snake. Not here to hold the water for Alan Dershowitz, and I never have been. I don't know that Shmuley took MJ out, but now he's tight with RFK Jr. I know that Shmuley and Michael Jackson were close. had some sort of a falling out at some point. And yes, I am aware of the Michael Jackson audio of "They Do It on Purpose." I've heard it. Let's see. So true. Why give a time? Probably just a lie and we'll go vacate. That's not it. Probably just a lie and we'll go vacation on another island. I don't know about that. Again, I'm not accusing her of anything. These are my hopes that she's not really dying. My ultra hope is, again, that this is like an actual investigation coming into fruition. Some actual action happening. That'd be big. Is RFK Jr. being controlled by Shmuley through sex and drugs? Doubtful. Guys, I don't know that Shmuley is an operative of control in the way that you guys think he is. I think he's a political tool, probably in the handler aspect, but I don't think Shmuley's calling the shots. I mean, guys, Shmuley obviously as ultra Zionist as it gets, right? I mean, it doesn't get any more like ultra Zionist than Shmuley, at least that I know of. I mean, that's not true. That's not, you know what? Shmuley won't come out outright and say what some of the IDF guys say. I mean, they really go over the top. That's what I say. I'd give you some money, but I'm waiting for my subs to help me survive first. So far, none. Hey, man, again, sharing the films. Right now, what we talked about on geoengineering, share Shade the Motion Picture. That a lot of my films right now have the opportunity to shed light on so many issues that hopefully we're going to be able to take action about in this moment. And again, maybe that's the Hopiate in me, but that's why I prefaced it. I don't expect it, but this is our best damn chance to get some of this stuff out on 9/11. I'm still waiting on some of these, and maybe somebody in the DMs can point me to this. We're just going to jump over here quick. There was another dump, a records release on the 26th. Now we have the 20th and the 26th. I can't find these files anywhere. They're not on here, right? So, like, you see these all say 318. Well, you go to the last one, they're all 318. And if you want to just show all the entries, every file, they're all from the 318 release. I don't see any that are from the other two releases on the 20th. Go all the way to the bottom. There it is. Or the 26th. But who knows? Maybe I'm a little slow. It's happened before. So hit me in the DMs. Let me know about that if anybody's got a beat on those. Let's see. That's 70 miles per hour American. Yeah, but it's a bus. If it's she said a school bus. If it's anything like a big yellow school bus, doesn't matter. I bought Fabled Enemy on DVD in the 2000s, though. I got it from InfoWars, though, so you may have not got. No, I got paid on that. I want to say how much, but I got a percentage on Fabled Enemies. Absolutely. Ghislaine Maxwell in photo at Chelsea Clinton's wedding, just opposed to this story. Yeah, she was at Chelsea's wedding because they vacationed together and were friends. Chelsea Hubble, yeah, she's gross. Again, Old Web Hubble sure looks a lot like Chelsea. Sure looks a lot like again, that's an open secret. That's in everybody's face that the media doesn't want to talk about. That's how disingenuous, the media is. It's awful. Let's speed. Isn't that the speed just before Diana ended? I'm not sure, TS. Couldn't tell you. Dirty D uses the courts to run people out of money, to shut them up all the time. That ruling means nothing. No, I totally agree. I'm not saying that Virginia Giuffre Roberts was lying about Dershowitz. I'm just saying there's other stuff on top of that flick. There were some emails between her and another person that came out in discovery that did not put her in the best light in that situation. I'd have to dig them up, but you can certainly check them out. And then it's just like I'm not exonerating Wexner, who was defended by Dershowitz, who also, I believe, won against Frey Roberts. I was following those court cases as well. Just point it out. This wouldn't be let out if it wasn't for a purpose. Let's see. She will run for president, though. I predict this. Uric acid crystals form on your skin. You lose your mind, and it's miserable. I don't know what that is. Are we going to war with Iran? Hope not. Let's see. Cinderella rewritten. Know the Spencers for decades. Diana's niece was my little brother's babysitter for years. Interesting. Praying for Virginia. She is beat up very badly. I think it's legit. My kidneys failed. You can survive, but it causes confusion and weakness, etc. Anybody interested in watching Dirty D almost have an aneurysm as he's put in his place? See his recent Israel debate. Great watch. Who was the debate with? I would love to watch that, actually. That is interesting. I'd like to see that one. Here's a prediction: Ivanka Trump versus Chelsea Hubble. Who wants that bet? I mean, maybe in an AI-generated bare-knuckle boxing match, that would be cool. But it'd have to. Neither of those ladies are ever going to have to step into the jungle, if you know what I'm saying. Kidney transplant, not an option. Again, I read everything that's out there. I read her post. As far as I know, there's nothing else out there other than that. Jason, have you studied about T.H. Thoth? I don't believe so. I don't think I have studied Thoth. 20-30 day. Anyway, who's got bigger problems? Jan, how are we? Good evening to you as well. Let's see. I don't want to see a list. I want people prosecuted. Correct. Pedophilia and trafficking is the root of all evil, along with grifting. No, but this don't make a change. Let's see. We don't need a list. There are hours exactly. It's definitely suspect if we're talking about the timing on the Frey Roberts, possibly. I have speculation question. Yes, Muppet pimping. Is it safe to say Trump is actively using the list? There is no list. For political control over people like Lindsey Graham? No. Perhaps some quid pro quo with this entire Gaza situation? No. First of all, there doesn't have to be any quid pro quo with the Gaza situation because Israel's going to do with what is. Israel doesn't need the blackmail to do what Israel's doing in the Middle East. Sorry, that's just, they don't. There's so many people on board with what's happening in the Middle East just for Western dominance, and they see Israel as an extension of that. Now, there may be people that have their come to God moment and say, whoa, this is way too brutal. Whoa, I didn't sign up for this, and speak out. Those are the ones that you want to compromise. I talked a lot more about this earlier today on Pasta Show. So there is no list. Look, you had Vanity Fair. Maybe I should pull that up. Vanity Fair attacking the FBI for prioritizing. Here it is right here. Them, and this is just, this is 10 days ago. Prioritizing the Jeffrey Epstein case and getting rid of the redactions. Again, it would be more than redactions because there's just so much damn criminal behavior. So here's the thing with the Gaza situation. In Europe, you're allowed to be more vocal about it, but they have a lot less power and say to get anything done, right? And now they've excuse me, created so many speech laws and internet laws, that's going to be even more difficult. Lindsey Graham, I mean, the Lord knows what kind of blackmail is out there on Lindsey Graham, but I think we all know that Lindsey Graham is a closeted you-know-what. So, as long as it doesn't go beyond that, it's 2025. Just pointing that out. Let's get 200 thumbs up. This is a big broadcast. I really appreciate the Bermas Brigade for turning out. A lot of stuff to be talked about. Epstein, geoengineering, the possibility of World War III, the U.S. as the proxy in that war. This is Kanye and his Black Hood. It's Monday, a new week of BS. I question if the FBI is going to do anything. Glad to catch a live. Been following Jason since the beginning. Appreciate that, Mouse. If you question, then you know it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's true. Me too, since Loose Change first came out. It's been a long time. Been a long road since Loose Change, everybody. Been a long, long road. Trump is all over the files. That's why it's not released unredacted. Also not true. Trump is all over the files that have already been out there. Okay? If I promise you, if there were more files in these dumps, okay, and the FBI had access to them that implicated that Trump did anything nefarious, they would have already been out there. They tried to shoot the guy. I mean, maybe that's where I part ways with some people's realities, but I've done videos on and acknowledged the Katie Johnston story. I've talked about the fact that you can not only read the documents on the Katie Johnston story, you can watch her give her story with her face blurred out. And she tells a very, very lurid story of Trump at a sex party. She's 16. She's wearing a glove. The old, I don't want to get too graphic. I don't know what to think of it. I know they made it go away. Okay? But other than that, I haven't seen any other evidence that he was involved with underage girls. Okay, just saying. Thoth and his tablets. I may have heard that name. I don't know. Again, some of the ancient stuff, it's in and out. JFK files confirm Flat Earth Bobby Kennedy was killed by Sirhan Sirhan. I don't know any of that. Feels like we are in a corporate fascist idiocracy future portrayed in Running Man. Running Man is one of my favorites. Holds up to this day. For 80s cheese sci-fi and like the feeling of like the post-truth world that we're in and this Hollywood like celebritard game show culture, I love The Running Man. And the book is a lot. I haven't finished the book. I really need to pick it back up. It's not like it's even that hard of a read. The book is so different from the movie. To me, the movie is far superior. Okay, that's gonna do it for the show. We're gonna wrap her up. I do want to say thank you to everybody. I want to remind everybody, cannot do it without you. $5, $10, $15. Big donors could not do it without you. There's a PayPal. There's crypto. But most of all, I want to let everybody know it is not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. I absolutely love you guys, and we will see you on the flip side.